Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 48,943, up 3.55%. Ethereum currently trading at 3250, up 4.37%. We can see a lot of green in the market. Fantastic. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing and create real wealth for yourself and those you love. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. In the previous episode, we introduced the learning concept. Life is full of lessons, and fear is a great teacher. The fear of failure stops a lot of people from even trying. To get things wrong, especially with investing and trading, is a problem. It can cost you, but fear can cost you more. You can be discouraged by failure, or you can learn from it, said Thomas J. Watson. Winston Churchill added, "It is the courage to continue that counts." This is really true in all investing and trading activities. It's really important to let failure strengthen you. There's no teacher like failure. Its lessons are hard, but it's also a strengthening exercise. So you say, Ken, why are we talking about failure and mistakes and learning? It's really all about chaos zone analysis. Chaos zone analysis are the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. Zone 1 is the fear zone. Zone 2 is the blame zone. You can see as you progress from fear to blame, it's really hard to deal with the lessons of loss that follow, and they do naturally follow. It takes a long time to get it right. You need a lot of rules. Failure is literally inevitable, but the key is don't leverage. If failure is inevitable, leverage will just wipe you out in a heartbeat. It's really important to buy at spot. Just buy the coins that you want. You can hold them and they can take their time to come back. Of course, people don't like failing, so blame is a very central component of the second zone. The third zone is the probabilistic fearlessness zone. It's all about patience and rules. We need a lot of rules to guide our behavior. A lot of investors say, I don't need to trade. I'm just holding for the long term. The problem is, what investors typically do is buy at the top and sell at the bottom. You don't want to be like that. Knowing trading can save you a lot of money. Zone 4 is the meaning zone. It's really what makes life worthwhile and worth living. That's all about integrity and honor, self-worth, inner peace, authenticity, fulfillment. That's the beautiful stuff. That is what our community is dedicated to attaining. It's much more than money. It's money and meaning. That's real wealth. I'd just like to thank the very generous and kind people who have bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. I really appreciate it. Every month I'll bring out special content just for the coffee club members. Rule 174, TQ, trend timing and trigger. We're going to look at timing now. We use the KS method for timing. The key is to apply Rule 172 to zoom in. The first thing we do is check through the Bitcoin news headlines as though we're someone completely new to crypto, and we just try to assess, is it positive or negative? Okay, let's get into it. Bitcoin's recent volatility has been due to public statements by gurus. Ooh! Gurus? Self-help gurus? I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know, is that positive or negative? Gurus are pretty cool. Must be positive. The business benefits of Bitcoin. Too many to avail. Ew, very old English, isn't it? Yes, well, that must be fantastic. There's just too many good things about Bitcoin. Bitcoin protests break out in El Salvador. Oh no, people are protesting. The neighbors are waiting to see. Oh, that's really interesting. Neighbors always got an opinion on everything, don't they? How Bitcoin works. Oh, that's interesting. Technical expressions of Bitcoin mining explained. Oh, that's nice. Bitcoin in line for phenomenal weekly close. It's phenomenal. Where's the buy button? I have to buy. Weekly close if Bitcoin price holds above 49. It's got a provision attached to it. It's got one of those stars. Okay, a complete beginner's guide to Bitcoin mining expedition. You can go on an expedition? I thought you just set it up in your house or something. Fantastic. Oh, I like expeditions. I can't even speak. I'm so excited. Korean government creates dedicated division. Oh, it's dedicated. That's nice. Good on you, Korea. Cardano's ADA is the latest cryptocurrency to surge. Ooh, and it's got a nice picture. Oh, that's very nice. September 2, understanding Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Oh, I have to read those. That's fantastic. We can see from the news articles, there's actually quite a lot of how-to articles in this one. We don't normally see that. This must be a sign of mass adoption. Very cool and quite positive overall. On our channel, we love to fact check the news. There's been a lot of news articles about the hash rate returning, different things on social media being posted out. Chinese miners have been speeding up their migration to alternate locales, while US miners are expanding their capacities a bit as Bitcoin price rallies. You know, the really interesting thing about this is what I'm going to show you next. What is this, you say? This is the Bitcoin mining map from chainbulletin.com. You can see the chain bulletin up there. Look at this, 65% of the hash rate is coming out of China still. What's going on? I thought they'd all left. Oh, it's quite interesting, isn't it? You find there's a real divergence between the news and reality a lot of the time. It's always good to use data to drive your decisions. This is why we have Rule 10. Always do your own research. If you've ever seen the letters DYOR, that's do your own research. It's really important to check stuff out. Next, we look at the relative performance of Bitcoin to other investment classifications. The proxy for stocks, the S&P 500, over the past 12 months, up 29%. Go S&P. Gold, unfortunately not doing so well, down 7%. Bitcoin up for the year, 326%. It's also really important to note that this very positive price also brings with it swings up and down of 30, 40, 50% and more. It's a really turbulent market. You need to be prepared for that. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator. We can see it's currently going up. What does this mean? It means stablecoins are flowing into the crypto market and being converted into Bitcoin. Of course, it means other cryptos as well. This is really important. It shows us that the rally has fuel beneath it. Open interest from all exchanges gives us an understanding of how the price momentum is linked. You can see the price of Bitcoin here in white. It's literally following the ups and downs of open interest. That's important to know. That's a real gem. We can see open interest has come down a little bit, but is now starting to stabilize. We would expect open interest to start increasing. And don't forget it's the weekend. Rule 302, study the top. Always a good rule in life as well as investing and trading. And we know all investors become traders whenever they buy or sell. It's really important to have the skills of technical analysis, to know what is happening, how powerful moves are. Even if you're an investor, you really need to know these things. You're putting your lifeblood, your money on the line. Before you get into any analysis on your beloved alts, it's really important to understand how the main market is moving. And you say, Ken, what does it matter? I just want to cuddle my alts. I don't want to look at anything else. I'm loyal. Of course you're loyal, and that's fantastic. The real point is the main market will tell you if your alt will have power or not going forward. You can use it to time your entries, your dollar cost averaging, and you can use it to time your sells. Really what it's all about is for you to become prosperous and get real wealth. It's a very powerful way to go. Let's get into it. First thing we do is look at crypto total market cap, which is currently $2.081 trillion. We can see the entire market has overcome a level of resistance. It's coming up, turn that to support. Now it's challenging the next level of resistance. We can see a little bit of steam coming out of the crypto market at the moment, but the overall trend, you know because you watched the previous video. It's pretty important to know that this crypto total market cap represents 11,454 cryptos. There's literally one new crypto being added at least every hour, if not more frequently. It's important to understand how to analyze cryptos to make sure that you don't get burned. Really, always do your own research is very, very important. A critical rule to understand is Rule 45. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Bitcoin has literally gravity. It pulls alts in its direction, either upwards or downwards, but of course by different percentage movements. So therefore we need to check out Bitcoin. What is it doing? Bitcoin is currently 48,960. It's just above support at 48,902. We have further support below 48,593, 47,819, 47,206. What do you see when you look at this diagram, this chart? What's poking out? Is it the fact that we've crossed this level of resistance? We crossed this level earlier. That's fantastic. And then we cross this level. Oh, what's this line? This is a support line. Oh, it's being supported. It's always nice to be supported. Bitcoin is very happy above its support line. You can see there's positive air. Positive air means it's not showing weakness. It's showing a lot of strength. That's really positive. That's air above or space above a support line. We can also see fairly strong upward support in this line coming into play between 47,206 and 47,819. Things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin. It's fantastic that it's crossed over that resistance. It's now supporting itself. What is it doing now? Where does it want to go? It wants to get the support to take out that $50,000 mark. Let's check out the number 2, Ethereum, currently trading at 3246.09. It's currently above support at 32.22 and 33 cents. It has support below 31.30.45, 30.87.11, 29.88 and 19 cents. When you look at this chart, what do you see? You see Bitcoin's fingerprint in the background. What's happening to Ethereum when Bitcoin is doing what it's doing? You can see how closely they follow. This is Bitcoin's gravity. It's really, really important to understand. You can see through looking at Bitcoin's fingerprint, it overcame resistance. What has Ethereum done? It overcame resistance earlier. What is that showing us? It's showing us something really interesting. Ethereum has more power than Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. we can see Ethereum is consolidating around the 3222 support mark. Now, what does it want to do? It wants to take out this next level of resistance and make its way up to 3394. And we can see that there's a degree of support below it as well. These are the couple of key lines to keep your eyes on. Everything's looking fairly good for Ethereum right now. A lot of people, when they get into crypto, they're really scared of missing out. In fact, there's a term for it, FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, what do you notice about Ethereum? Do you see Ethereum's price moving in waves? It's going up, then down, up, then down, up, then down, up, then down. How can you miss out? If you're buying at support levels, you will not have the fear of missing out. It's a really, really good strategy, one that our community uses. Now let's zoom out and have a look at the daily chart of Bitcoin. What we're doing here is trying to understand the dynamics at play. One thing that should be very standing out on this chart is the 200-day moving average. You can see the price is above that 200-day moving average. That's really healthy. A lot of people use the 200-day moving average to signify bull or bear markets. That is a way of doing it. We use the KS model because we're looking for the psychology of the particular price action in the different parts of the cycle. We're not really too perturbed about moving averages, but they are useful and a lot of people use them, so it's good to be aware. What else do we notice here? We can see the 50-day moving average cut through the 100-day moving average, signifying upward pressure on prices. We can see the 26 period or 26-day exponential moving average. Price is way above that. A lot of traders love the 26 EMA. It helps them to understand what kind of trend they're in. This is a bullish trend on a very short-term perspective. What else do we notice? We notice, or maybe I'll go in here and show you. We notice that the maxpain price has moved from 42,000 up to 47,000. It was 44,000 previously. Turning to fear and greed, we see the fear and greed index is 78, which is showing extreme greed. I've put that line in here so that we can track what happens after extreme greed. We notice that currently Bitcoin is 24.39% away from its previous all-time high. Looking at USDT, in the open interest, perpetuals and traditional futures, we see absolutely no issues there. The stablecoins are safe at the moment. You'll hear a lot of discussion about the flippening. That's when the market cap of Ethereum exceeds the market cap of Bitcoin. At the moment, the market cap of Ethereum is 41.5% of the market cap of Bitcoin. We can see that there are a number of areas where Ethereum has flipped Bitcoin in terms of transaction count, transaction volumes, and total transaction fees. However, trading volume, active addresses, node count, and Google search interest remains well under 100%. Currently, Ethereum is 29.97% away from its all-time previous high. We can see the 200-day moving average. Ethereum's price is significantly above that. When we look at the 100-day moving average, that's significantly above the 200-day. When we look at the 50-day moving average, that's basically pretty much always been above, just kind of flirted with the 200-day moving average, but didn't do much. Ethereum has been incredibly strong. We can see the options maxpain level has spiked up to 3150 from 2800 a day ago. and most of the total open interest has disappeared. We'll start tracking next month's, end of next month, in the options area. You can also see that the 26 period EMA has held price very well. Price is actually well above the 26 EMA at the moment. And also another thing to take note of, relative strength is improving. It's got over a degree of resistance here. I think we'll start to see Ethereum roll again in an upwards direction. Let's have a look at the top 7 and the percent movers over the past 24 hours and 7 days. Just one thing I'd like to point out to you, if you add these two numbers together and divide them by that 2.1, that is around 62%. Now I hear you say, Ken, who cares? 62%, Bitcoin and Ethereum, 62%. Oh, of the total crypto market cap, 62%. So that means on average for every $100 spent on crypto, $62 roughly goes into either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Well, both actually. So the concept is, wow, there's like 38% just going into the alts. Oh, and we've got some big ones, big alts like Cardano and Binance and XRP, Tether, DOGE. This is why it's so important to actually measure the top alts. It's just incredibly important. The majority of the money goes there. How those alts move will dictate how your beloved alts interact with the market. That's a really hidden gem. Okay, top 7. Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Binance Coin, Tether, XRP, and DOGE. Top performers over the past 24 hours, Celo, ICP, Bitcoin Gold, Arweave, Helium, Holo, and Rev. Greatest gainers over the past 7 days, Celo, Tezos, Rev, Arweave, Solana, Cardano, and Zen. The greatest losses in the past 24 hours, Leo, Perp, ooh, stable coins. That's interesting. Keep your eye on that. There's a hidden secret there, but I'm going to let you figure that one out. I know that a lot of people already know it. The greatest losses over the past 7 days, XTC, Audio, Sushi, Synthetics, SHIB, Perp, and Compound. I mentioned earlier that open interest was important to track. Let's have a look at the change in open interest over the past 24 hours. We can see ADA attracting a big change in open interest. Look at the pressure on price. They match. That's a gem. Solana, 16.3. It's very interesting to keep your eyes on this. AVAX, Ethereum Classic. Some going negative as USDT, it's a stable coin. Atom, 12.1%. SAN, 36.5%. It's really important to do your own research on the coins that you go into. This is from Viewbase. You can see it up here, viewbase.com. Now let's have a look at the technicals of the top 8. This is all about Rule 109, enhancing your pattern recognition skills. It's really important. I've been trading for more than 30 years. Enhancing your pattern recognition skills is really, really important. So let's hop into it. What do we have here? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Coin, XRP, DOGE, DOT, and Sol. I like Sol. All right, what are we saying here? Pattern recognition. What is happening? We can see an upward line. Okay, that's for Bitcoin. We see upward, 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 steeper upward, upward, flatter upward, very steep upward. This is all about your pattern recognition skills. It's really important to look across, especially the top 8. They absorb so much of the money in the crypto market. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We can see it on the 1 week chart. The 1 week is all of this. We'll go to the 3-day and then the 4-hour. The 1 week chart is looking really healthy. We can see it's above this support. Looking at Ethereum, we can also see a very healthy chart. It's nearly back up to its previous all-time high. Looking at Cardano, very nice support coming through here. Cardano is in price discovery above its previous all-time high. Binance Coin below its previous all-time high, but doing really well, supported quite well. XRP is also supported quite well. It's traveling along this support line just below its previous all-time high here. Well, not previous all-time high, the recent all-time high. If we look at DOGE, DOGE came up really fast. You notice the steps that occur in DOGE. I believe we're going to get another one of these steps soon, maybe in a week's time, but let's just keep our eye on things. DOT, we can see DOT having very nice support below its previous high, and we can see Sol, this is on Binance, we can see Sol really going well above its previous all-time high on Binance. Let's zoom into the 3-day. We can see Bitcoin being supported here, Ethereum seeking to get through this resistance. Look at ADA, Cardano, one level of support, a second pivoted level of support, a third pivoted level of support above the previous all-time high. Looking at Binance Coin, very nice support coming up on the 3-day time frame. XRP, first level of support, second pivoted level of support. Price has come through there but closed above that support. Price is being supported right now. Doge, first level of support, second pivoted level of support. It's about halfway down. Like I said, Doge is capable of rallying very large amounts in a very short period of time. DOT, what do we see here? Very strong support, just a little bit below it at the moment, but it's a long tail wick, which is rejection of lower prices. Let's see what happens. Sol on the 3-day, look at that, beautiful work. Level of support here and just taken off. Sol wants to party. Having a look at the 4-hour, we can see Bitcoin was just below that support. It's now above that support. What's happening with Ethereum? Very similar stuff, but we can see a level of resistance has been broken through there. What's happening with ADA? ADA is coming up as well. Binance Coin, first level, second pivot level, third pivot level. It's doing really well. There's a bit of weakness underneath the third pivot, but let's just keep our eye on this. XRP is above support, and there's a few lines of support coming in here. What's happened to Doge? What has happened to Doge? It is below resistance at the moment, but I think Doge always has a lot of latent power in it. DOT is currently riding up this channel incredibly well. There's a lot of support through there for DOT. Let's have a look at Sol. Sol is really taking off. It's done very, very well. I'd like to say thank you to the hundreds of community members who reached out and expressed what particular cryptos they would like analyzed. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, not all of them can make it into the list, as I'm sure you understand, but the ones that did were the most requested right across the channels: Twitter, YouTube, Discord, Facebook, and my private messaging. Before we get into this, Rule 444 is an incredibly important rule. It's very important to do your own research. Ignore tips, advice, and marketing. Just really dig into any particular coin, any crypto that you're interested in. It's very, very important to do. It's part of your due diligence. Congratulations to all the cryptos that made it into this list. It's really important to always look at Bitcoin's fingerprint, Bitcoin's dynamics, gravity, price action. when you're referring back to your beloved alts. Let's have a look at THETA. THETA, we can see, had very nice support. It's just broken through that. It's on the underside of the support. This is currently acting as resistance. But what do we notice about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is being cradled here. We expect Bitcoin to go up. And what will we think will happen to THETA? It should go up. As Bitcoin ascends in price, it will pull everything in that direction. Let's have a look at TFUEL, which is a counterpart, of course. Really, really interesting. We can see we overcame one level of resistance here. The second level was overcome here. Now we have a support and a secondary support. We could also draw in a tertiary level of support here. What is that saying to us? This is a kind of a different analysis. I'm kind of using this as an ad hoc TA class with you, but I think you'll find it quite valuable. What we need to do is we need to see TFUEL get above basically 37.39, and then it will be smooth sailing up. Just keep your eye on that level. What about Decentraland Mana? We can see very good price action here. First level of support, first pivot, second pivot. It's really riding above that particular pivot line. That's really great. Anything above 91.33 is already a good buy. This is showing strength. There's a lot of variability in these lines. That means we can buy the sharp spikes downwards. They're very profitable. EGLD has a lot of positive air. It's coming up to try to overcome this resistance at 142.76. It's almost there. Veracity. Let's have a look at what Veracity is doing. Very strong upward support, seeking to get above this resistance. Of course, what do? We just look at Bitcoin to understand the dynamic that will play out on Veracity. It's looking fairly healthy. Let's look at Revolution Populi. I didn't even know this coin existed, but I was absolutely inundated with requests for this. So it's a community coin. I pop it in. I haven't had a chance to research this too well. I would suggest that you always do your own research. And that's what a lot of the people who recommended this said anyway. Let's have a look. What are we looking at? We're seeing a level of resistance that's being turned to support. There's a very tight resistance line here that we've drawn. We could quite easily duplicate that down or even move it down to here. That would be reasonable. It's looking quite good. Let's keep our eye on this, see how that plays out. And of course, last but not least, Cartesi. What's Cartesi up to? Look at this big spike. That was an elevator up. And what are elevators up to? They come down, unfortunately. And it's the same when they spike down, they come back up. They're fantastic. Now, what are we seeing here? A very nice, strong level of support. We had some wavering in price, but we saw that across the entire market. Cartesi is just below this now resistance line. When it gets to around the 80-cent mark, it will be above that. Go Cartesi. Let's look at the next group. As always, we start with understanding Bitcoin's price movement. Bitcoin's price just passed through this tight resistance. It's on the other side of resistance. What's MATIC doing? It's a little bit weaker. It's passed across resistance, but it's dealing with this overhead resistance now. When MATIC overcomes that price at around 155, I think MATIC is going to do quite well. Let's have a look at Telcoin. Telcoin's doing something similar to MATIC. This is where your pattern recognition becomes really important. It has this particular line of support that's now resistance. It's crossed through a level of resistance, but turned it to support, but weakly because it's not above this particular line here. Let's see how it goes. Quant. What's Quant up to? Look at the pattern recognition on Quant. What do you see? It's strong, isn't it? This is really, really helpful to see strength, relative strength. Quant's doing quite well. At 194, 101, it's actually passed across this resistance, and it has very good support below it. Doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look at Chainlink. What's Chainlink up to? Chainlink has passed through this resistance and is now consolidating. It has a degree of pretty much downward price momentum because of this resistance here. When it passes above 27, it will start to look quite good. What about Engine Coin? Engine Coin, we see, has crossed over this resistance. That's looking quite good at the moment. XDC is coming up to resistance. It's not had the strength to get through it as of yet. It does have a level of support, and we can see XDC is quite spiky by nature. So yeah, that could be interesting. These spikes are generally what I call intention spikes. Let's have a look at Hedra Hashgraph. Hedra Hashgraph has really strong support through here, primary support. This secondary support is just there to just bring it to your attention. We're above that primary support. We can also see we're through a level of resistance if you draw a resistance line down with your eye here. That's not bad. HBAR is looking quite interesting. Of course, remember rule 444. It's important. Ignore tips, advice, and marketing. You must look at your own coins. From an impartial perspective, just assess them. If your beloved alt didn't make it into the community requests, please get together with your friends and just let me know, either through Twitter, through Discord, and the link for the Discord group is up in the description, or Facebook, or of course YouTube, and you can also direct message me on Twitter. If your coin has been missed out, if your crypto is missed out, don't worry, just recommend it. I always recycle and move my way through all the community favorites. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing this video if you think it will help others. Thank you to our moderators and admins for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. If you would like updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube, and you can join Facebook and Discord and follow me on Twitter. I've left details in the description of this video. Crypto is volatile. Please remember, always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.